Dictatorships often start in the face of a threat. UN privacy chief warns against long-lasting theft of freedoms amid coronavirus surveillance.
Here's a summary of the article.
Strict surveillance measures adopted to monitor citizens during coronavirus lockdowns could result in the long-lasting theft of personal freedoms, the United Nations privacy chief has warned. The danger is that measures brought in to protect citizens in exceptional circumstances, when most people accept they are needed, could outlast the current crisis, Mr. Kanatesi cautioned. Surveillance measures should be written in law and clearly limited in time, he told the Foundation. While health data can be useful in assessing citizens' vulnerability to COVID-19, it could also be abused to identify HIV-positive people in countries where the condition is seen as an indicator of homosexuality and homophobia is rife, he added. China, which has long inflicted restrictive technologies upon its citizens, appears to have emerged from its first wave of domestically transmitted infection after months of heavily policed quarantine measures in the most affected regions. The UN's Mr. Kanatesi said governments should favor voluntary tools, such as phone tracking apps requiring users' consent, over broader surveillance powers, and urged countries to set up independent bodies to oversee such measures. Police in Warrington said it had issued 6 court summons for offences, such as shopping for non-essential items and going out for a drive due to boredom, while Derbyshire Police admitted using drones to monitor citizens out walking in Peak District Hills.
This post received a score of 109,207, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Both dictatorships and revolutions tend to start with a crisis.
Revolutions often end up creating a dictatorships, and dictatorships often succumb to revolutions.
Venezuelan here, can attest to this. Correct me if I'm wrong and I mean no disrespect, wasn't Maduro and Chavez voted in? I recall all of the marches in the streets when Chavez started confiscating property and companies. Also, isn't the so-called legit president waiting in the wings a socialist as well? That would mean that nothing changes and the UN won't help. Things picked up when Chavez fired 15,000 employees from the national oil company for protesting. We started seeing shortages of milk, flour, sugar, etc. Once oil prices and production started to fall, the shortages were more severe. Imagine an election where the only Democratic candidate allowed to run is Jill Stein. I have 3 Venezuelan couples living in my neighborhood, all are engineers who escaped the country when they saw things were not going in their favor. I mean, I was a consultant who worked for the oil companies and was part of a team that went to your country during the heyday and there was full prosperity. Yes, that also means that there will be the haves and have not, but realistically that is the goal of democratic socialist state. I don't mean to be so long here, but I'm curious as to how you can continue to think in totalitarianism as a fix for your country or any country for that matter.
The dubiously named Patriot Act is one such example.
Providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism. That acronym wasn't forced at all.
What does SHIELD stand for? Agent Ward. Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement and Logistics Division. And what does that mean to you? It means someone really wanted our initials to spell out SHIELD.
Is that actually in the show? That's hilarious.
Yup, first episode 1 believe.
Well, god damn it, where's a link? This is hilarious. Not a clip directly of the show, but I found a promo they used it in. Here.
Hungary has left the chat.
Bolsonaro, Brazil might be the next one. He always wanted to close the Congress and the Supreme Court and now his back is against the wall. Let's see if the armed forces will support him. He will address the nation on TV tonight. 03/31 is the same date that the Brazilian armed forces removed the president and took control in 1964. Democracy only returned in 1985. Bolsonaro, former military captain, is a fervent defender of that regime.
The armed forces won't support him, they'd much rather impeach him and have his vice president, a military general, in power and #X200B. Granted, Mourão is just as evil as Bolsonaro, just smarter.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.